But like my phone that just ran out of storage and cut me off in the middle of my second part to freedom. My freedom to make the video, my freedom to explain what I'm trying to say to some school to hopefully let me into a classroom where I can complete my dissertation called Psychological Cognition. And the work that's involved after you give the person their whole brain, their whole body, and let them have a mind they choose. Not some paranoia that this light over here is the quantum energy from some spaceship in a galaxy far, far away. Not the paranoia that the neighbor is listening to me make this recording, they think I'm schizophrenic or they think I'm hearing voices. But the work people do when they say anything is possible, and especially going forward, in whichever direction people consider forward. Maybe they want to go backwards and be a homesteader over in Kentucky or Ohio. Or maybe they want to live in the 100,000 degree heat in Arizona. But people can't do these kinds of choices when they're required to do work for the government, when they're required to learn about social practices for the better of mankind. And I think most disturbingly, at least to me personally, getting yelled at for not understanding and getting confused in a bathroom seeing a woman. Because it's like the battery screen that just flashed. Okay, more work. But with all of these restrictions and requirements, the brain and especially the mind get worn out, and the body doesn't know what to do. Because the body now in the year 2020 isn't as primitive as it was in the olden days, you know, the hunting and gathering and the World War fighting, where the body would just finally say, you know, hiya, no more, leave me alone. But the disarray, people say, was caused by us. Me, you, whoever. And maybe just me. I'm a white, Caucasian human. Maybe it was just me. But what I'm trying to say is, when you're free, you want to do the work and help. You want to get your phone cord. You want to go take a break and get the charger. Plug in the portable battery. Continue the recording. and not be afraid of emotion. Okay, that was death defying panic with excitement and frustration and other descriptions of our amygdala and other parts of our brain making us feel emotion. And there's not much else anybody can do except fight more, bully more, make mistakes more, cause more distraction, create more laws, create more people in charge. And less silence, and less beauty, and much less love. If you ever got tired of talking, and I think an even easier question would be, have you ever said what you've been learning and working towards for over 10 years and not wanted to say anymore? Not only for the satisfaction and the comfort of being able to rest and have calm, but because the people along the way were so mean and continue to abuse and continue to neglect the simplicity of not just the voice, the brain, the body, and the sanctity of the mind, but ignoring the math, 5, 6, 7, and time going by. And have you ever had cancer before and lived under these kinds of circumstances I'm talking about? These conditions, these discrepancies, maybe? Or these flat out freaking confusions? So where would the confusion get visible or be understood when you're free? Food, water, I don't know, the light on your face, maybe because of health you might get cancer. And then the end, and then the revolution where you can't even put your fist like this hand all the time because you get hurt in those kinds of activities. My activity was hanging stuff up on a door. It wasn't some big fight. It was making a mistake, cooking and doing some project around the house at the same time, and I out my finger. But for certain people's requirements and restrictions on what occurs, I could be put in jail, hypothetically or theoretically, because I can't put my fist up in a tightly wound fist when someone attacks me because they say I'm a racist white nationalist because I'm not flying a socialist, communist, world is one banner or flag, or maybe the name that they call it when they take over, to make sure everybody knows everything's different. Everything's perfect. But people will still get sick until they develop the technology and make everybody healthy. People will still get confused like I do because they can possibly read books and learn about the brain, the body, and the mind and the world. And then engineers will have to solve problems with storms and communities in disarray from climate change, maybe. Or gosh darn heck forbid, like an asteroid.